The alphabet you refer to is the Hebrew alphabet, right?
Correct. Yes. Now, you can experiment with overlaying things like the Greek alphabet or Latin alphabet over it, but it is, yes, the Hebrew alphabet that fits the neatest as the overlaying language because it is the Hebrew alphabet that represents, you could say, one of the earliest languages that your Western languages are based off of. So you could say the Sanskrit is the root language for the East, and it is the Hebrew that is the root language for the West.
Yeah. Is there something about Hebrew that it's closer to the actual frequency of reality in that way that
Correct. And the same thing could be said for the Sanskrit as well. They're just two different takes. So the Sanskrit is how the beings of the underworld create. Yes, it is a serpentine lunar path. Yes.
Hmm.
Yogic path, the Eastern path. These are lunar paths. They are serpent paths. They involve the perspectives of the Kundalini beings, raising consciousness all the way up to the source, yes? Then you have the idea of the Abrahamic traditions, yes, which draw heavily upon the Hebrew language, yes? And this represents a transition away from that solar perspective, the underworld and the human in the underworld rising up. This new, you could say, Western approach is all about the idea of the promise of the evolution from moon into sun, foreshadowing Christ, foreshadowing the covenant between the upper world and earth. Yes, before that covenant, yes, earth is seen as a chaotic place ruled by desires, ruled by giants, the Nephilim, yes? Who are these beings? These are the serpentine beings we are referring to. That helps to develop, you could say, the Sanskrit language. Yes, these are the beings that oversaw the earth and they had dominion over the earth. And there were a lot of positive things about this, very matriarchal, but there were also some imbalances about this. So the masculine principle was being summoned in at that time, representing the cosmic light coming down, representing fire descending from above, transforming the world paradoxically through a flood, through a forgetting. But what caused that flood? All of that light flashing, yes, from the upper worlds, causing a temporary forgetting, a temporary amnesia. It was your very enlightenment as a species that caused your forgetting. You understand? It was your enlightenment, the great flash of clarity from the upper sources that caused your species to experience the Tower of Babel crumbling. Yes? You have spent every moment since that time period until now sorting out all of that information. That is the power of the Iod He Vav He. It is a power you have been digesting for over 2,000 years. And now you are finally coming to terms with this power. And now you're blending it with the serpentine power. And this represents a new language forming. It is a blending of the Hebrew language and the Sanskrit. They are now coming together, forming a super tongue.